Should be live on 2 channels. Yeah, looks like we're live on 2 channels. Yeah, everything's good. Just our autistic son, sometimes the backyard is all fenced in, but apparently he has learned how to open the gate. And we had a little situation where he escaped. So, but he's okay. Everything's fine. Thank you for the concern, John. I appreciate that. But we're good. And so yeah, I just wanted to get on here and chat with you guys for a little bit. And I want to address in a very friendly way my newest troll. He goes by My HVAC Life on YouTube. And he's always got something negative to say about me. And I don't know why. I don't know what I've done to this guy. I'm sure he's watching right now. His real name is Charles Tew, Tew, and he works for a company called Modern Mechanical in Raleigh, North Carolina, on the edge of Raleigh, North Carolina. So, Charles, I know your name. I know where you work. Does your company know that you do those videos? Because I can sure call them and tell them. I don't know what I've done to you. You want to talk about how I sit in front of a microphone and just talk, but you praise Zach for how good his stuff is, and Zach does the exact same thing. He sits in front of a microphone and talks. You want to talk about that I'm trying to rip off some of his 30,000 subscribers? That's a big negative, buddy. My main channel, John Israel HVAC, has almost 40,000 subscribers. I have more subscribers than Zach. I'm not trying to rip anything off of Zach. Matter of fact, me and Zach have made a truce, and we're good. So, Charles, if you're watching, Mr. Charles Tew, I guess how you pronounce your last name, Tew, that works at Modern Mechanical, you're more than welcome to come in here and talk to me like a man, if that's what you want to do. So, for all you guys that have been watching and following My HVAC Life, he's nothing but a pathetic troll. And I've seen guys like him come and go, and he's got he's got like 500 subscribers, and he'll probably be gone here before too long as well. We got 18 people or 21 people watching between the 2 channels, and I only see 2 people commenting. So what's up with that? How about some of you other guys leave a comment? Let me see who's all here. I'm pretty confident that Charles is watching. And I left a comment on his video. He won't even respond to my comment. And it was a very nice comment. I tried to be the adult in the situation. But he won't even respond to my comment. There we go. Yeah, where's all the fake Z's and where you at, Charles? Mr. Charles that works for Modern Mechanical in Raleigh, North Carolina, or right on the outer edges of Raleigh, North Carolina, I should say. I know you're probably watching. Probably pisses you off pretty bad that I know your name and know where you work. Charles, I'm asking you to come in here to be an adult and just let's lay the cards out on the table. Don't play with me, dude. You're a 50-something-year-old man that still works for somebody. Doesn't look like you're married. You're probably a very lonely person. I can see why you're not married if you're not, because you're an asshole. But if you want to come in here and you want to be an adult and tell me what your problem is, I'm glad to do that. How you doing, apartment maintenance? Rich, how you doing, bud? I love the new logo. The new logo is great. All right, so again, we got 22 people watching and 3 people have commented. Who else is out there? Yes, 1, 2, 3. Hey, thanks for the great comment, man. I really appreciate that. I really do. What do you mean, Mr. Moist? I mean, has he done anything to me outside of YouTube? No. I mean, but it's been nonstop since he's got on YouTube. And the thing is, man, I don't even know why. I mean, I haven't done anything to this guy. I don't even know him. I mean, it takes a miserable person to act like that towards somebody. I think you know who I'm talking about, Mr. Moist. My HVAC life. He reminds me of Steve Lav. He's 50. It looks like he's in his 50s. He's single. He's got a dog for a profile picture because that's probably all he's got in his life is that dog. But I just found out a lot of information about him. I know his name. I know where he works. Yeah, exactly, Rich. He makes a comment about me for no reason at all. It's not even related to what he's talking about, but he makes sure to throw a comment in there about me, about how I sit in front of the microphone and my topics are, no good or whatever. Let me tell you about my new channel, HVAC Technician Talk, because that's the one he makes fun of. It's not he said it was a ripoff from Zach. That's not true. It's not any kind of ripoff from Zach. I'm not doing anything like Zach is doing. All that creative stuff, The guy who has Iron Madden for his intro, I'm not sure. It's you know what, East Coast, you're another troll, and I put out videos about what I run into. Uh, he's a top-notch tech. Oh, okay. And what? Just because you like him? I mean, he hasn't showed me anything that's top-notch. I mean, a lot of equipment that I work on is capacitors, contactors, fan motors, blower motors, relays. I put out content that I run into. Okay. I'm not just going to go make stuff up. And if you don't like what I put out, don't watch. You're another one. You know, you think, hey, why don't you come on in here, buddy? Look, I'll put a link in the chat, Mr. East Coast. Why don't you come on in here? You want to talk? Do it to my face. There's the link. You want to talk, East Coast? Click that link and get in here. Anybody can be a keyboard cowboy. But you're not going to do it because you don't have the balls to do it. And neither does he. How you doing, Brad? He won't show up in the chat. He won't answer my comments, even though I've been very nice to him. East Coast, if you want to talk to me, click that link and get in here and talk to me. Grow a set of balls and get in here and talk to me. But you won't do it. He won't do it. He won't come in this chat. He won't come on camera. You don't even have to come on camera. If you don't want to be on camera, you can do this right here. And you can talk just like that. You don't even have to show your face. But you're not going to do it because you're nothing but a keyboard cowboy. Just like him. He's a keyboard cowboy and he makes a video and talks about me, but he doesn't have the balls to come in my chat or come on camera and talk to me. You don't either. So anyway, hey, I'm trying to get along with everybody, but for some reason, my HVAC life, who is Charles 2 TEW, and this East Coast guy, they have it out for me. They're both pathetic, and they have it out for me. And I've invited both of them to come in here and talk to me like adults, and let's iron this out and see what the problem is. So, he says that I don't, okay, like I said, I'm not ripping Zach off or nothing. Me and Zach, we're good as far as I know. I don't do anything like Zach does. I don't do all that content that Zach does or any of that. My podcast is talking about raw, blue collar, HVAC content. You know, just basic topics, nothing fancy. I do have some guests lined up in the future. And that's another thing. He said John doesn't have any guests or anything like that. I just started my podcast. I only got 12 episodes. Okay, Day and Night sponsors the podcast, and so does Ferguson. I have somebody lined up from Ferguson to come on, and I'm trying to get somebody from Day and Night to come on. Day and Night's trying to see who they want to get to come on from our ICP, somebody from ICP. Yeah, I mean, I hear you, Mr. Moise. But you know, I just showed the world about East Coast and my HVAC life. All they are is keyboard cowboys because I just put a link in the chat. I gave East Coast a chance to come in here. He won't do it because he doesn't have the balls to do it. I know that Charles is watching my HVAC life, and I know where he works too. He works for Modern Mechanical on the outskirts of Raleigh, North Carolina. How you doing, Jonathan? I've given both of them and I know he's watching right now. I've given both of them the opportunity to come in here and talk to me, and they won't do it because they don't have a set. They're not man enough to do that. They're this. You hear that? That's a keyboard cowboy. And they're and they East Coast, I don't even think he makes videos, but my HVAC life, Charles, he makes videos, and he'll just be talking about something, and then just all of a sudden, bam, start talking about me out of nowhere, out of the blue. And that's all they are, is keyboard cowboys. They don't have a set on them. They don't have a set between them. If he did, he would have clicked that link and came in here. But he's not going to, neither one of them are going to do it because they don't have a set on them. $7.45 in Europe. Hey, Alan, I think is how you say your name. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for watching. But anyway, I don't want to, so I proved my point. I gave them an opportunity to come in here. The link is still in the chat. All they got to do is scroll up. Hell, I'll even post it again. And they're more than welcome to come in here and talk to me, but neither one of them are going to do it because they don't have a set on them. They don't have a set between them. But I just wanted to get on here and chat with you guys for a little bit. You sold ice. Mark says he sold ICP back in the day, but East Coast says he's some kind of, yeah, I'm still doing Ream. He's a top-notch tech. Well, he hasn't showed anything that's top-notch. I mean, was so top-notch. And, not all my videos are about capacitors and contactors and fan motors. I run into a lot of that because that's a lot of the problems that I find. But I've got low voltage shorts on my channel. I've got refrigerant troubleshooting and TXV issues, stuff like that. So my channel's full of content. East Coast can say whatever he wants. But again, I'm not worried about East Coast. He ain't got a set. He ain't got a set because I gave him an opportunity to come in here. How you doing, Josh? His music is from Iron Maiden. Okay, well, good for him. I don't know what Iron Maiden is, and you think he's a good tech. Hey, and he might be a good tech. He probably is a good tech. I'm not saying he's not a good tech, but he's just he's a pansy ass. He talks and he talks crap and doesn't have the balls to come in here and address me. HVAC mania. I don't know if you're talking about me, but I'm guessing you're talking about him, and that's pretty funny. Hey, Josh, I appreciate that. I really do. I think I got a pretty good channel. Well, it's out there. Whatever your channel name is, you haven't heard him talk about me. He just did it the other day. It's out there. All you got to do is look for it. But anyway, he does it in shorts. And he also talks about Ted Cook. He makes fun of Ted Cook as well. But anyway, I kind of just wanted to get on here and shoot the breeze for a few minutes and address Mr. Charles from my HVAC life that works for Modern Mechanical on the outskirts of Raleigh, North Carolina. That's right, buddy. I know where you work and I know your name. He doesn't want anybody to know his name, but his name is Charles Tew, I think is how you say it, or Chew, T-E-W. Charles T-E-W is his name, and he works for Modern Mechanical on the outskirts of Raleigh, North Carolina. He tries to cover his logo with a towel. Excuse me. He tries to cover his logo with a towel when he's sitting in his truck, but sorry, bud, I know where you work. And I know your name. Oh, I'm definitely going to keep going. I mean, I'm not going to stop because of him. I just wanted to address the situation. And same thing with East Coast. East Coast is another troll, and he's already quit chatting. I mean, I pretty much punked his ass out. I told him if he had a problem to come in here and talk to me, and he wouldn't do it because he doesn't have a set on him. So he's disappeared, or he's probably still watching, but he's not going to comment anymore. He might comment because that's all he's got the balls to do. He doesn't have the balls to come in here and talk to me because I put a link in the chat twice for him to do it. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good weekend. And look, trolls are going to come and go, but and I haven't even addressed East Coast until today, but this Charles guy from my HVAC life, it just, and when somebody keeps hammering on you over and over like he's done, it's you got to address the situation. I mean, look, I'm not sitting here because I'm butthurt or nothing like that. I'm just addressing the issue and giving my side of everything because I think I need to back myself. You know, Jack, don't be stupid, dude. Really, don't be stupid. I just feel that I needed to address the issue, and that's all I'm doing here is addressing the issue. And I'm sorry that I had to do that, but it is what it is. Mr. Tongues, or however you say it, how you doing? What's up? Absolutely, Mark. There's no reason that this Charles guy, uh, you know, that we all can't be friends and reach out and talk with each other and get on here and do hangouts. I would love to do that with him and all kinds of other guys, but he chooses to do nothing but run me down for no reason at all. So, what am I supposed to do with that? Hey man, thanks. I appreciate that. I appreciate the comment. I really do. But I would love nothing more than to, shoot the breeze and talk shop with people like Charles and, even East Coast. I don't know East Coast. I don't know anything about him. But these guys they do nothing but choose to run me down. So, they want to run me down, then I'm going to I'm going to give it a response. I mean, I got to give it a response. Right. I'm not on here running anybody down. Never once did I talk about Charles, my HVAC life. I've never talked about East Coast. I'm just not a miserable person like that, I guess, is what it comes down to. I mean, I have more to do than worry about, than trolling guys on YouTube. Now, I did talk about Zach and Ralph and Gil and all that when they were talking about me when all that stuff was going on, but all that's over with. Me and Zach, even me and Zach are good as far as I know. I participate in his chat and he responds to me. So as far as I know, we're okay. You know, now as far as Ralph and Gil, never going to happen. But me and Zach are good. I participate in his chats. He responds to me. He talks to me. So as far as I know, me and Zach are good. And I'm not trying to take anything away from Zach. Zach does a much better production show than I do. My show is nothing like his. I don't do the production he does, and those skits he does are fantastic. The fake news and all that. It's fantastic. And I am in no way, shape, or form trying to compete with that. Not at all. Not at all am I trying to compete with that. Zach even sings. He's got music, and he knows how to play the guitar and all that. And I mean, I'm not trying to do none of that stuff that Zach is doing. In no way, shape, or form am I trying to do any of that stuff he's doing. I'm just trying to have a little fun on here. That's all. I wanted to start podcasting again. I got Ted Cook coming on the podcast. I don't know. Maybe we'll record later today. Who knows? But Ted Cook is going to come on here and record with me, and we're going to do a podcast together. Ted Cook's a good friend of mine. That's another guy that Charles, my HVAC life, runs down is Ted. But all right, guys, that's about all I got for y'all this afternoon. I'm sorry about the rant, but it's been about 30 minutes since I've been on here. I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here for now. I might get on later with Ted or something. We'll see. I don't know if me and Ted are going to do a live podcast or Ream news. What kind of Ream news are you looking for, Mark? Make it quick, though, because I'm about to log off of here. I don't know if me and Ted are going to do a live podcast or a private one. Because, see, I have the HVAC Technician Talk podcast and also have the YouTube channel. And the podcasts are in video form and they're also in audio form on Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts. Are on all the platforms. So, Oxbox News. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. I got you. But the Ream News, I see what you're saying now. My bad, dude. I misunderstood you. But anyway, I'm just trying to have fun. I decided I want to start podcasting again, so I do it in video form. And I do it in audio podcast form. One thing for you Christian fellas that pray, my dad is having open heart surgery Tuesday for a valve replacement. So if you guys would be willing to throw up a prayer for my dad, it would be greatly appreciated. Tuesday morning, he is having his second open heart surgery procedure. The last one he had was in 2011 for a quadruple bypass. This one is for a valve replacement. And it's pretty serious. He's actually in congestive heart failure because of the valve. So it's a pretty serious surgery. And they have to open him up. They wanted to go through his groin and clip the valve and all that so it wouldn't be so invasive. But it's just not possible. The valve is leaking too bad. It's got to be replaced. It has caused him to go into congestive heart failure. So the valve has to be replaced. And they are opening up his chest to do it. So I'm a little emotional about that. That's happening Tuesday morning. And I would appreciate any prayers that you guys are willing to give him. I really would appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Moist. I appreciate that, John, that you're going to pray for him. Anybody else that's a Christian and believes all that and believes in that and is a prayer warrior, I would really appreciate prayers for my father's surgery on Tuesday. And I'll let you guys know how it goes. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Rich. Appreciate that. Thank you, Boston Mike. I appreciate that. HVAC Mania. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will update you guys Wednesday or Thursday, sometime late next week, of how the surgery went. So with that being said, I'm out of here for the day. And this one will not turn into an audio podcast. This was pretty much me ranting about a guy. And I'm sorry about that. If it pissed any of you guys off, the last thing I want to do is piss off anybody. So I'm not going to turn this one into an audio podcast. That's not what my podcast is about. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for the prayers for my father. And thank you for the support and for watching my stuff. I really appreciate it. Until the next one, everybody take care and be safe. And we'll see you guys on the next one.